Hey everybody, happy May the 4th. At least it's May the 4th while I'm filming this, which is also known to some people as Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. Although I think most hardcore Star Wars fans probably recognize May 25th as Star Wars Day instead of May 4th because that was the day that Star Wars actually came out. But May the 4th, cute play on words, so we'll go with it. Plus there's sales on all types of Star Wars stuff today, so if you like this hat from superhero stuff, I think they're like 25% off today. But that can really do you much good because by the time you watch this, it'll be tomorrow. But there's sales all over the place. And by the way, while I was working today, the doorbell rang. I wasn't expecting any packages to the house, but I got a really great surprise. There is a company called Weta Workshop. Weta. They're located in New Zealand. They make props. And last year, when the Krampus house was going on, and I was looking at Krampus props, and you guys saw that we got like the gingerbread man made from a local prop company that we got it off of Etsy, but they were just at Spooky Empire again. This company, Weta Workshop, actually made props for the movie, and one of the props that they made, I inquired about. They weren't selling it any longer, and I had exchanged emails back and forth with the people there a bunch of times. And lo and behold, today, I got a package in the mail with something that is truly awesome. And in any event, this is what they sent me. This is totally awesome. I'm going to try to get this to focus. It's a Krampus bell. I don't know if you can see it too well. Block my face. But it is basically the Krampus bell from the movie. It's just a struck replica or prop of the original, and here it is. Totally wasn't expecting it, and then when I went out to check their site, they are going to start selling them again if you guys were interested. I'm not getting paid by them whatsoever. I just thought it was an amazing thing that somebody would be nice enough that, surprise, surprise, one shows up at the house. But I'll put the company information down below if you guys are interested. I think that they're probably somewhere around like $12 in New Zealand currency. I don't know what that translates to in America or other countries, but obviously they ship overseas, and I had a sign for this, so it was interesting. But so cool. It's going to join the gingerbread man on display. One thing I did want to mention as well, as far as like acts of kindness go, in the Rockville video, the day one, I had shown that I had a drawstring bag. You used to be able to bring drawstring bags into Metropolitan Park for Welcome to Rockville. They didn't allow regular backpacks, they only allowed drawstring bags. They changed the rules to like no drawstring bags, although last year they were very lenient and they allowed people in with them. This year they had security going around the line telling you that you couldn't bring it in. If it was a solid bag, the only thing that they allowed was similar to like if you went to a sporting event or the racetrack, in that you were allowed to bring like a clear backpack in, or clear drawstring bag, or a clear purse or something like that. Which makes things impractical because obviously you guys didn't realize I did take a bunch of pictures and I filmed a bunch, and we had bought shirts and all this other stuff that you want to be able to carry around during the day. While we were walking around in between bands, I had spotted somebody with a Roadrunner bag, so it was a giveaway type of bag that the record company gave out. But I asked where they had picked one up, and they legit just gave me one of theirs. They said they had two, and they were happy to give one. I offered to pay money, and literally just gave it to me. So I was blown away. So I always say treat others like the way you want to be treated, and I'm floored at people's generosity sometimes, especially when you're out in a crowd the size of the crowd that was at Rockville, etc. So good times. So between that and the Krampus bell, kind of restores faith in humanity that people are actually just looking to make others happy for the sake of making them happy, while not looking for anything else in return. But more importantly, in a few moments, this is where we're going to go head to. We're going to go check out Baby Groot up on the big screen. I've been doing my best to try to stay away from spoilers. I know that Paul from Ideology Madness, IOM Geek, got to see a sneak preview of the movie last week. I watched part of the preview, and when it got to even just telling stuff about the plot, I shut it off. So I apologize, Paul, if you're watching this. So likewise with everybody else that's on reviews, I don't want to see anything before I head in. So I didn't. The same way that there's been so much stuff about Avatar on social media and all over the web because of Pandora opening up in Animal Kingdom, you know, for their initial like soft openings for cast members, etc. I've literally tuned out of social media for the better part of the last couple of days as well. So we get to go to Pandora for annual pass holder preview next Saturday. Not this Saturday, but the following one. This Saturday we'll be at Playlist Live in Orlando. That's a YouTube convention. We'll be there Saturday and Sunday. So if you see us, say hello. And we'll have buttons and patches with us left over from Celebration. If you guys see us, we can give you some. I downloaded this new song today, Cake. Jesse asked me, do you know what cake means? And I said, delicious chocolate cake. What's so funny about that? What else could it mean?
I told you.
Vanilla cake?
Nope.
Cheesecake?
Nope.
Boston cream pie cake?
That's not even cake.
Black Forest cake?
I already told you what it meant, so.
Jesse said it meant the butt.
The butt.
Cake means the butt now?
Not the butt. It's just a butt.
What if I go to Publix? Now I can't order a cake?
It's a slang term.
For Publix?
No, for cake. For butt.
What if it's your birthday?
But then you...
Then I get a birthday butt?
I guess.
Cake?
Goodbye.
By the way, as we talk about cake butts, look at the windshield. It is loaded with about 500 bug guts from driving on the highway yesterday. Jesse's texting her friend, I can't believe my dad is listening to this cake song. We're at the movie theater an hour before the movie. And we're joined by this one. You're not allowed in.
It looks like she is though in the mirror and like the thingy.
Stay out. We don't want any Marys.
No.
We're gonna head in.
No.
That way we can get our popcorn and other stuff and get situated. And not have somebody sitting in our seats this time. We have assigned seats for the Dolby Theater. Our tickets are dispensing. We've got an hour to kill. That means we can try that. Awesome Mix Volume 2. Good?
Very sweet. It's good. Oh, it tastes like candy. Pixie stick.
Very blueberry.
It tastes like a pixie stick.
Very blueberry. It's a Yandel. Yandel?
I don't know. Why?
The musician?
Oh, the person I don't know.
We just wrapped up with the movie. Jesse's hiding behind the car now. We're just going to do a very quick take on what you thought the movie. That was a very, very long 2 hours plus. It felt like that movie was like 4 hours long for me.
It was.
Jess, over the top of the car. What's your rating out of 5?
I don't know yet.
What's your best guess?
I don't know.
It's an I don't know out of 5. What about you?
3.75? 4 maybe?
Yeah, the first movie for me was I think a 5 out of 5. And ironically, this was one of the first videos that we did as a channel. We did the review of Guardians. Was it worth it? The movie was okay. The story was okay.
You're right.
I'm just kidding. That movie was freaking awesome. It was probably I'm going to go on a limb here, the greatest sci-fi or comic book type movie since Star Wars. So we went to go see it a couple more times, or I went to go see it a couple more times and did videos about it. And I ended up going back and watching the video that we shot, which was all the way over there in front of a movie poster that they don't have up today. But I would probably, the first movie for it was 5 out of 5. This was probably like 3.5 or maybe like a 4 out of 5. The only thing that I could say is very quickly before we go home, is that the villain was just so incredibly ridiculous. So
A little bit out there.
So ridiculous. No spoilers, and we'll talk more in a minute. Well, we're gonna finish the video where we started it, in the den. Just a couple more thoughts on Guardians. Jessie, by the way, is getting ready for bed, but her rating was a 4 out of 5. So consensus is like 3.5, 4 out of 5. I'll probably way more towards the 4 out of 5. But again, the movie, to me, it's not a terrible movie. It's not a bad movie. It's a good movie. If you like the first one, you're gonna like the second one a lot. I think that, and I'm staying completely spoiler free for folks. I just think the villains are very, they're pretty bad. I mean, and some of the scenes are like, you know, if you're watching this and not envisioning it on like a comic scale, it's almost like downright laughable at times with some of the stuff that was shot. But I think, you know, it's basically a natural extension of the first movie. I don't think there's anything really that groundbreaking in this movie. It's not like, you know, some of the other comic movies where there were different twists or things added to the story. I think for the most part, the movie is kind of predictable. The villains are not that great. There's, you know, the better part of the first hour or so of the movie, it tends to like really feel slow at times. I mean, and when I mean slow, I mean, like I said, the movie's like 2 hours and change, and it felt long. You know, there's really funny pieces, you know, and again, it's the stuff that, the reason why we loved Guardians 1 so much is the camaraderie between the team, and their ability to work together, and the one-liners, and all of that stuff is there. It's fantastic. You know, Baby Groot, obviously huge in the movie. You know, I wouldn't say that Baby Groot is just there for selling products, but it doesn't help, you know, to have such an adorable type of a character. But overall, I'd say it's worthwhile seeing it. I don't know if it's necessarily one of those movies that you need to rush out and see on like Friday night when it opens. Just my thought. Second, totally random offshoot here. We sat through like 27 minutes of previews for the movie this time around, before the movie started. That's a long time for previews. I mean, holy cow. But we did go see this in Dolby Cinema again, as opposed to IMAX or 3D. And I know that everyone's raving about the 3D in the movie. I'm sure I'll probably go to see it maybe again on a matinee, to check out the visuals with the 3D. The sound, though, and the way that the seats rumbled and interacted with the film was really cool. So anyhow, that's thoughts on Guardians. Tomorrow we're heading over, or this weekend we're heading over to Playlist Live. Videos might be a little sporadic here and there, but I'm basically going to go check out the Playlist Live stuff. And on that note, we're going to call it quits for tonight. So thank you for all of your likes. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your subscriptions. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Have a great night. We'll see you guys.